The objective of this lesson is to convert measures within a given measurement system. This lesson reinforces conversions with the context of problem solving. It also uses Polya's problem-solving methods introduced in the 4th grade. Time is spent on performing conversions rather than just memorizing them. Let's use what we know about conversions to solve the following problem. Bentley designs hats. If each hat requires 1 25/100 feet of fabric and she has 7 yards of fabric, how many hats can she make? When solving a problem, it is helpful to use the problem-solving steps you used in 4th grade. Starting with step 1, let's see if we understand the problem. What is the problem asking? We want to find out how many hats Bentley can make with 7 yards of fabric. What information is given in the problem that will help us solve it? Each hat requires 1 25/100 feet of fabric, and Bentley has 7 yards. Step 2 is to devise a plan. Will this problem require more than one step? As we learned in previous lessons, we need to convert measures into similar units. It looks like it will require us to make the conversion and then find out how many times 1.25 feet can be divided into 7 yards. Step 3 is to carry out the plan. Let's try drawing a model to find out how many feet are in 7 yards. If we use a bar model and use 1 bar to represent 1 yard, we'll need 7 of them. Since there are 3 feet per yard, we'll divide each bar into 3 sections. If we count every section representing feet, then there are 21 feet in 7 yards. Now that we know there's 21 feet of fabric, we need to find out how many groups of 1.25 feet we can make, which is the amount of fabric needed to make 1 hat. If we multiply 1.25 by 10, that equals 12.50 feet. How about we double that? That would be 25 feet, which is too big. Let's take 1/2 of 12.50, or 5 groups of 1.25, which is 6.25. If we add 12.50 and 6.25, that would be 15 groups, which equals 18.75 feet. If we add another 1.25 feet, that would be 16 groups, and we've used 20 feet of fabric. Since we started with 21 feet of fabric, that would only be 1 foot left, which isn't enough to make another hat. Our solution is Bentley can make 16 hats with 1 foot of fabric left over. Let's try another problem. Bentley makes hats with solid fabric and hats with shapes. It takes 35 minutes to make a solid fabric hat and 50 minutes to make a hat with a shape. How many hours will it take her to make 13 solid fabric hats and 18 shape fabric hats? Let's begin with step 1 of our problem-solving steps. Understand the problem. What is the problem asking? How many hours will it take to make 13 solid fabric hats, which take 35 minutes each, and 18 shape fabric hats, which take 50 minutes each to make? Step 2. Devise a plan. Will this problem require more than one step? Yes. Since there are 2 kinds of hats and each type takes a different amount of time, we'll need to first find out how much total time it takes to make each hat. We'll also need to convert minutes to hours before we can solve the problem. Step 3. Carry out the plan. Let's start with solid fabric hats. It takes 35 minutes to make 1 hat, so how long will it take to make 13 hats? If we use the expanded form, 35 times 10 is 350, and 35 times 3 is 105. If we add that together, we get 455. It will take 455 minutes to make the 13 solid hats. Now let's figure out the time to make the shape fabric hats. It takes 50 minutes to make 1 hat, so how long will it take to make 18 hats? If we use the expanded form again, 50 times 10 is 500, and 50 times 8 is 400. If we add that together, that equals 900, so it will take 900 minutes to make 18 shape fabric hats. We now need to add the minutes it takes to make both hats. 455 plus 900 equals 1,355 minutes. The problem asks how many hours it takes to make both hats. Since there are 60 minutes in an hour, and we are going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, let's divide 1,355 by 60. 20 groups of 60 is 1,200. That leaves 155 minutes. If we take 2 more groups of 60, or 120 minutes, that will leave 35 minutes. So it will take Bentley 20 plus 2 hours, or 22 hours and 35 minutes to make all of the hats. In this lesson, we converted measure within a given measurement system to solve problems. We met this objective by using various strategies and models to solve given situations.